Welcome to another Battleborn character preview, and today we've got Oscar Mike, whom I thought was quite dull and boring at first look, and now that I've seen some gameplay of him, I'm actually somewhat interested in him, and I'll get to why as I go down here. But Oscar Mike is your typical Space Marine, kind of standard assault rifle character. You've seen him before. He should play similar. You got your typical left mouse trigger, right click ADS setup. He's got a grenade launcher attached to his assault rifle for the grenades, and it seemed kind of like a straightforward character. And they need that in a game like this. You can't have everything crazy. You need some normal, but they did manage to make normal interesting. If you look at the stats here on top, he seems to have some of the best stats I've seen out of a character so far. Pretty much all fours except for health, which looks pretty damn good, to be honest. A lot of characters kind of up and down, and he's just kind of solid throughout. To go through his bio here, a discarded clone soldier from a long-forgotten war, Oscar Mike is a capable frontline fighter, engaging enemies at range with his assault rifle, cloaking for quick exits from tight spots, and inspiring allies with his unconventional personality, which he does one-handed push-ups to show off how macho he is, and we'll see the rest of his personality. Going down to his assault rifle here, the UPR AR-7 assault rifle. The core of Oscar Mike's combat effectiveness is his assault rifle and its many available upgrades. Sounds kind of vague and boring. Then you go to the UPR RDC combat armor. Oscar Mike's standard issue combat armor can be enhanced to increase survivability. Again, sounds kind of dull. Frag grenade. Launch a grenade that explodes 3 seconds after launch or 1 second after impact, dealing 208 to 280 damage to each enemy within its blast radius. Alright, sounds okay for a secondary attack. Again, kind of standard, but yeah. Here's where we start to get interesting. Stealth generator. Activate a cloaking device, obscuring Oscar Mike from view and radar detection for 9 seconds. Attacking or using a skill cancels the effect. Now that makes him a little more interesting to play. Meaning you can kind of get either in or out of combat with that. You saw similar things in Borderlands 1 and 2, like Phase Walk wasn't quite that, but similar, and Deception from Zero. Then you go to Airstrike, which is a really awesome, unique ability. Target an area to strike with 28 laser-guided missiles, each of which explodes, dealing 141 to 282 damage to enemies. That's each missile that does that damage, and it explodes over a wide range, so I don't know how many enemies are going to get hit with how many rockets, but that can do a lot of damage. And then tactical rounds. So this is where he starts to get a little more interesting in his regular abilities. Oscar's Mike assault rifle is loaded with tactical rounds. The first 15 rounds in each magazine deal additional damage. I like that. So managing reloads, prematurely reloading when you can, so you're always using those 15. And just making good use of those first shots. And there's more to go with that as well. Then you go down to his helix tree, and this is where he truly gets interesting. Tier 1, we have Impact Trigger. Frag grenades detonate on impact. I like that because I hate delays on grenades. Enemies can move away from them and it misses. This is a good thing. But Sneak Attack, I think, is way cooler. Deactivating Stealth Generator by using a skill or attacking an enemy provides momentary damage to the skill or attack you use plus 20% bonus damage. It's probably just on that first attack, but because tactical rounds are the first 15, you should be able to reload within that 9 seconds without a problem. And yeah, your first attack should hit pretty hard, especially if you line yourself up for a crit, and then you just mow them down with the rest. So this sneak attack to get that bonus damage definitely sounds kind of like a fun combat loop. Then the next, you make your grenades a little more interesting, which I like. And both these are good. So if you're Frag-Incendiary, gotta keep moving those. Upon detonation, frag grenades blanket an area napalm, dealing damage over time to nearby enemies, plus 360 damage over 6 seconds. So that is also pretty nice. And that really increases your grenade damage there. Or nades on nades, which I love the name. On first impact, frag grenades spawn 5 child grenades, each of which deals 20% damage on detonation. So kind of like a Borderlands Merv grenade. I think both these options are both going to increase the way your grenades work and make them much more interesting than just a standard grenade. Next one too, this is another nice one that kind of changes how you play him. You have your red dot sight, which fits Oscar Mike's assault rifle with a red dot sight that enables full speed movement while aiming down sights, which is nice. So you're less of a sitting duck while you ADS, so you can be accurate and move. Or scope fits Oscar Mike's assault rifle with a long range scope that increases his maximum effective range, so you can, effectively snipe with him. Or we don't know how good that scope is, but you can hit at a distance with that. So these definitely change the way you're going to play him. Now we go to Tier 4, back in a jiff. Activating Stealth Generator prompts Oscar Mike's shields to immediately begin charging. Or Tactical Espionage action. Stealth Generator increases movement speed when active, plus 30% movement speed. Both of these are tempting, depending what his shield recharge delay already is. His health stat's a little low, so you might want that, but the additional movement speed while you're stealth for that 9 seconds can really let you get in place. So that's kind of tempting to go if we have enough survival skills kind of throughout the tree to use that. I like that movement speed while stealth. Number 5. Bonus damage caused by tactical rounds penetrate enemy shields, 25% shield penetration. Or double tap doubles the number of tactical rounds in each magazine, plus 15 rounds. So now your first 30 rounds do additional damage, or your first 15 have a 25% chance to penetrate shields. And I'm not sure exactly how that works right now. I've seen shield penetration in this game laid out 2 ways. That 25% of the damage goes to the shields, or you have a 25% chance for the entire damage to go through the shield. I don't know exactly how it works. And on this one, I'm a little more tempted to go double tap, depending on how much more damage each one does. Now, if the damage increase isn't that great on the tactical rounds, then hollow point's probably better, but that double tap sounds pretty good. Alright, make sure I'm in the right tier again. Far-flung frags. Boost launch velocity of frag grenades, increasing their range. That'll be definitely helpful, especially if you want to go the longer range shooting with a scope. Or stealthy shields. Increases shield recharge rate while stealth generator is active, plus 105 shield recharge per second. This one, if you are doing the combat loop where you're going to spend a lot of time stealth, I'd probably go with the stealthy shields and then not get back in a jiff and get that movement speed, so you still have some nice extra shield recharge. Tier 7, agility training. Increase base movement speed plus 9% base movement speed. It's not bad at all. 9% is not a huge number, but it's always on. Or disruption rounds. A portion of assault rifle damage penetrates enemy shields. 25% shield penetration. So that's another one that kind of sounds like, yes, some of your damage goes to the shields, but not all of it. But if you combine that with hollow point, now you have quite a bit. So this one I might go with disruption, but we'll see how the shield penetration plays out. Frag Apocalypse. That's not how you say it. Frag Apocalypse. There we go. Boost fray grenade damage plus 30 damage. That's solid. 238 to 310. Not counting the extra stuff from tier 2. That's pretty good damage. Or in Big and Boom, increase the effective explosive range of fray grenades. So this is another one. We've seen other characters. It's mob versus badass enemy. I don't know how these are going to turn out. It might be that PvP damage, PvE AoE, because what I've seen the PvE, there's pretty heavy waves of enemies coming at you. Which, I'm just going to back up and say, I think that's cool that, once again, one skill isn't better than the other, it depends on the situation. Tier 9, Stealth Savings. Here's where he gets really interesting to me. Deactivating Stealth Generator early refunds a portion of the cooldown cost. The less time you spend in stealth, the shorter the cooldown will be spent, up to 40%. Or Operation Sneaky Ghost. Increase the duration plus 6 seconds. So you can be stealth for 15 seconds, which is a really long time. And honestly, I think that's too long. Like 9 seconds in a first-person shooter is already decent duration, but to be sitting there cloaked for 15 seconds without attacking just seems like you're not doing anything. Whereas stealth savings, the nice thing about that is you would have the 20% bonus damage when you come out of it, and then you could have the stealthy shields where you recharge that. So by doing this, you can activate Stealth Generator, and then you'd have the 30% movement speed, so you can quickly get in a place where you need to go, and then pop an enemy in the crit. Because you have tactical rounds plus that 20% bonus damage, you should be able to deal some really good damage. Or a grenade coming out of there is going to do massive damage. So you pop out of there with a grenade, really weaken an enemy or a group of enemies, mow them down with your assault rifle, and then you're getting a lot shorter cooldown, and you can play it on that cycle. And that seems like an interesting combat loop to me. Which was actually kind of similar to Zero. Oddly enough, you wouldn't think he could have Zero-like deception gameplay, but they've made it in here, and that's how I think they've made the Space Marine, which kind of seemed like your standard boring character, into somebody pretty intriguing. And then his final capstone, Holy Crap Space Lasers. You have to love these names. Replace Airstrike Missiles Barrage with a concentrating beam attack that concentrates all airstrike damage into a smaller area, penetrating through structures. So once again, PvP and against like bosses and badasses, this is going to be huge because that's a ton of damage. Or Holy Crap Concussive Strike. Enemies damaged by airstrike are slowed down for a short time, plus 3 seconds. They're slowed down for 3 seconds. And because of the massive area of airstrike, you're going to slow down a lot of enemies, which are going to make them easy prey. Which could actually come in better for PvP, because holy crap space lasers, they might be able to get out of it before it really nails them, depending on the speed of it. But if you can throw out that huge area and slow down all those guys, you could do some massive damage there. So both of those might be better in different circumstances or how you play. I don't know, but they both seem really good. His ultimate ability seems sweet. His stealth generator and the way the helix tree works around that with stealth savings, shield regen during it, movement speed during it, and extra damage coming out of it. Sounds like that's going to be a fun combat loop. So thank you, Gearbox, for taking a character who I thought was pretty dull and boring and making me kind of interested and excited to play them. Well done. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you take another look at Oscar Mike. And thank you for watching. If you have not subscribed yet, please do. I enjoy when you guys leave comments what you're thinking about this. It's a little slow so far, but that's all right. The game doesn't come out for a while. And I will see you all later. Bye.